I'm just going to wait a couple minutes to get everyone notified before I begin this live. Hopefully the lighting is okay. Just going to make sure I have the screen too. Sorry, I keep getting all these texts coming in, always at the worst time. Okay, so I am leaving on for my cruise today with my family, so you're not going to get a YouTube video from me for the next week and a half. So I want to come and do a live. I get a lot of messages, and people say every time I am around so and so who's sick, they cough on me, and then I get sick. And I kind of wanted to bust that myth a little bit, that you get sick when someone else's germs get on you. Um, I think it's an appropriate topic because it's cold and flu season. So hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of insight. When people say that they get sick from someone else, that's not technically true. So if you think about it, you're exposed to billions of germs every single day and viruses and other parasites, all sorts of things, just through your food, through your environment. You can't avoid it. They're everywhere. So why is it you're only getting sick at certain times of the year or in certain places? And that's what I'm talking about today. When someone is sick, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're exposed to all of these germs and bacteria that you weren't exposed to before they were sick. It's usually the way it works with most people is that there are seasons where people tend to get sick. And those seasons are usually the times where there's a massive or dramatic shift in our temperature. So your body temperature shifts and then your immune system drops. Or it's around the time like now where people are having more, desserts and sugar and alcohol because of the holidays. And so there are seasons when you're sick, and you could have not one person near you who is coughing on you or sneezing on you, and you can still get sick during the season. And the reason is just because you're having, this massive shift in climate or all of this, sugar and alcohol that's weakening your immune system. And now your immune system is not able to fight off the bacteria that you come in contact with every single day. When you are out in public and if someone coughs on you and you get sick, it's not because they gave you their germs. You were already exposed to those germs and other bacteria and viruses that were floating around in your environment. It's just at that time, if you did happen to get sick, it's probably around the time where you have had weakened immunity. And so your body came in contact with specific bacteria and germs, and then all of a sudden it could not fight it off, and then it took hold in your body and made symptoms or displayed symptoms in your body. So a couple things to do and to remember is, and so this used to be me. So because I have little kids, anytime, relatives were sick or friends were sick, I would be like, don't come near my child. You have a runny nose. I don't want my kids getting sick. Thinking that that's how it works, that you're exposed to someone who's sick and you get sick. Then I realized that you're exposed to those germs that those sick people have all the time anyways, through your environment. And if you come in contact with them, you're probably not going to get sick unless your immune system is weakened. So started focusing more on building up the immune system. And now I've noticed this year especially has been one of the best years where my kids have barely gotten sick and people have been sneezing and coughing on them and all that, and they have not picked it up. So I'm just seeing here. So yeah, okay, so I lost my train of thought for a second. Sorry. Did not get sleep last night. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys, when you're going out in public, and you don't blame other people for coughing on your child or on you and then making you sick. That's not how it works. If I have a cold or a flu, the virus or bacteria that's in me that's causing that you're already exposed to it. If we live in the same environment, if we're in the same town or going to the same stores, you're exposed to those germs every single day. Nothing changes except the fact that one day you might have stronger immune system and then one day it's a little bit weaker. And the reason why again, just to clarify, the reason why we all get sick at the same time, usually, like if you're exposed to me and I sneeze on you and then you get sick after I was sick, it's because it's a season where most of us have weakened immunity, again, from the shift in climate or from excess sugar and alcohol and things like that. So it's if you're in the middle of the summer where people normally don't get sick, and I happen to have a cold or a flu and I sneeze on you, you're probably not going to get sick because your immune system is a little bit stronger during that time. So here's what I like to do for children. I'll start with. There are a couple things you can give them to keep their immune system strong and healthy all throughout the year, regardless if someone sneezes on them or not. Again, remember, you're exposed to billions of germs and viruses every day. It's not coming from the person that sneezed on you, it's coming from the environment. And the strength of your immune system is what dictates whether or not it will take hold in your body. So, immune system is what we want to focus on. Vitamin C is one of the best things you can do. So, I like using, I'm thinking of the company, I think it's called Live On Labs. And yeah, Live On Labs. They have liposomal vitamin C. I like using a packet of that 2 times a day for my kids during cold and flu season. So once kind of winter rolls around, Christmas is coming around, that's when they will get it. So I will just, it's just like a gel, you put it in a shot glass and they drink it on an empty stomach. And so I will do that for each of my kids. They'll get about 2,000 milligrams of liposomal vitamin C, and they'll get that every day. And I give them a ton more probiotics than they would normally get during cold and flu season or during like that natural weakened immunity season. And they get a lot of cod liver oil, which your body and immune system need. They need the essential fats to kind of stay healthy and regulated. So those are the main things that my kids will get. They also will have a green smoothie at some point, usually in the morning, and I will throw in lots of kale and greens powders and stuff to give them extra vitamins and minerals. And that's what they get, and they fight off everything. And people, they'll be around sick people. I don't try to keep them away, and they don't get it because their immune system is strong during that season. For myself and my husband, we do a little bit more. I have high stress levels just with my business and kids and all that. So I naturally have more weakened immunity, I want to say, than my kids. So I do 500 billion CFU probiotics per day. My husband does about 250 billion a day. And I also will do vitamin C, as does my husband, but we do a much higher dose. So during the weakened immunity season, when everyone's running around and all stressed out from Christmas and eating a lot of sugar and things like that and having really bad sleep, this is a time when you have weakened immunity. And so this is when we will kind of do these supplements. And I will do probably around 20,000 milligrams of vitamin C during this time. And if not every day, it'll be a couple times a week where I wake up in the morning and do 10,000 milligrams on an empty stomach. And then I will repeat it about an hour or two later. And this is a good way. I like using liposomal vitamin C. I'll do about maybe 4,000 milligrams of the liposomal, and then the 16,000 remaining will be like an ascorbate, a vitamin C ascorbate. And it's just having the two forms. The liposomal is fat soluble, so it kind of goes inside your cells. I made a whole blog post on this, which you guys can check out on holisticspring.com if you're curious about the two different types. Sorry, my screen just randomly dims. Sketchy phone. Okay, sorry. So you guys can check out that blog post if you want to know the different types of vitamin C and why I take two different types. But I do two different types, and it's good to help have like the fat soluble and water soluble forms, and those are really good for boosting your immune system. And then I will also do like cod liver oil, but I do a lot of liver support during this time. So the more stressed you are and the more sugar you're eating and bad sleep you're having, your detoxification pretty much stops. So I do, depending what I'm feeling that day, it'll be like homeopathics or it'll be an herbal complex, but I do something to support my liver. Sometimes it's just hot lemon water even, but having strengthened immunity by taking supplements is probably one of the best things you can do for your body. And one last thing I forgot to mention, if you do get sick, so if my kids do catch a cold or a flu from somebody, which is not, again, technically from that person, it's just because they have weakened immunity and they were exposed to those germs all along, but all of a sudden now they took hold on them. What I will do when they have a cold or a flu is give them a syrup. It's called echinacea, so it's like echinacea, but echina, and then instead of finishing the word, it's sear, S-Y-R, for like syrup. So echinacea from Unda, U-N-D-A, and it's one of the best immune boosting homeopathic syrups you can give your child. So my kids will get a teaspoon 4 times a day if they're sick, and it clears it so fast for them. It just boosts their immune system. If your child or yourself has autoimmune, you don't want echinacea because it boosts the immune system, but it's a really, really good remedy that I have in my medicine cabinet for whenever they're sick. So it's a way better option than giving them your typical like cough syrup. This one just boosts the immune system naturally, and the ingredients are good. So that's kind of what we do. But yeah, I just wanted to break that myth because I used to believe it, and I hear people say all the time, I'm not going to my friend's house tonight because her kids are sick and I don't want my kids getting sick. And again, it's not that you're not exposed to the germs until they cough on you or sneeze on you. It's that you're exposed to the germs all along, but you'll get the cold or the flu symptoms if your immune system is weakened because it can't fight off the virus quickly enough. The virus gets to take hold in the body. So keep that in mind when you guys are going out with friends and things like that. Just make sure your kids have strong immune systems and they'll be fine. I'm just only answering questions relating to this video. So let's see. Yeah, stress is huge to like it for most people. You can't avoid stress, but it's huge during certain times of the year. I find it's like this time of the year when it's the craziest. Especially if you celebrate Christmas or something and you're buying presents and everyone's like running around, or you have like 2 weeks off, off of work for the holidays, so you're trying to like cram all your work into the weeks prior to Christmas. It gets pretty crazy, and stress is the number one thing that just shuts the body down and your body can't fight anything. And so viruses, candida, parasites take hold in the body. Stress is huge, and finding ways to manage it or counteract its effects is so important. My daughter stays sick the entire season. That would be, yeah, completely from weakened immunity. If you really work on her immune system, it'll be gone, and that won't happen again. So try the remedies that I suggested, and you don't just have to do it during cold and flu season. You can do it all year round if you feel your child needs it. And you've got to cut out sugar. Like obviously Christmas dinner, or like if you guys, whatever you celebrate, if you have a family event and you're having sugar, you can't control it as much there. But at home, just really watch your child's sugar consumption, including fruit. Like they can have a banana and an orange and grapes and an apple, and that's a ton of sugar. So watch your child's fruit consumption too, because sugar completely suppresses the immune system. And if you feel like your child's always getting sick, just make sure that they're not getting sugar, and that can help. So for just B, your question about the 7-year-old's immunity, you can take the supplements that I just recommended. Eczema is different, and IBS, that's more related to candida overgrowth and poor liver function and leaky gut. But as far as her immune system goes, the remedies that I suggested in the beginning of the video is what you can take. You're very welcome. What should you do immediately when you get a cold or flu? The first thing I do is hot lemon water, and I personally, like I'm Lebanese and Iraqi, so I love raw garlic. Like love it. I can eat like 10 cloves straight. So I will have raw garlic, but if you can't tolerate raw garlic on its own, maybe put it with a spoon of like lemon, a teeny bit of honey, or just make like a salad and grate garlic into the salad. But definitely raw garlic, and I do hot lemon water, and then I do a high dose probiotic. And I will do a massive dose of vitamin C. I recommend you guys, I will try to link it in the description if I can remember when this video goes live. If I forget, just someone comment and remind me. But the vitamin C article that I wrote explains how to take a very high dose of vitamin C and why you should. If you do like, some people can do like 60,000 milligrams a day of vitamin C. That's a huge amount. I've done that before as like a vitamin C flush. If you do a high dose of vitamin C, your cold will be gone, like 100% guarantee. So there's a lot of things you can do, but definitely start off with some like lemon water and your garlic and probiotics, and then try the vitamin C flush to just give your immune system a huge boost. So I'm just looking through questions here, guys. The lemon has vitamin C in it. So if you drink the lemon, you'll get an initial surge of vitamin C. Plus, it's really good for the liver and just kind of cleansing the colon. If you have a flu, like vomiting and diarrhea, do charcoal, like a lot of charcoal. Maybe I usually do half teaspoon every hour with a lot of water, and that just pushes everything out of the colon. I'm as far as SIBO and Candida goes, I'm only answering questions relating to the cold and flu, so I don't see any more questions. So I'm going to sign off. But I do have a lot of Candida videos. I have a Candida and Parasite Cleanse ebook, and I also just released my anxiety ebook, which shares natural remedies to balance stress and anxiety and a lot of good resources in that. So that's on my website, holisticspring.com. If you guys are interested, you can check that out. But I'm going to sign off. I have to finish packing and getting everything ready because we are leaving tonight for the airport at 2 in the morning. It was the only flight we could get because our plane leaves at 5. So I'm going to go and finish working and hopefully I can get a little nap in before we fly too. But I wish you guys all the best and a really, really happy new year. I'm sorry I didn't check in to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year sooner. But thank you guys so much for watching and for all your support on my channel. I will have lots of videos coming out as soon as we're back and I kind of get back into the routine of things. But in the meantime, make sure you're following me on Instagram. It's at Marla's Healthy Life because I will try to post some photos of our trips there, like throughout the cruise if I get some time. So thank you guys so much. I love you all and we'll chat soon. Bye.